All right, let's talk holiday lights. We're going to break down how you can get that absolutely stunning professional look for your home, but without all the stress, the danger, and frankly, the wasted weekends.
You know the look, right? We all dream about it. The house that just glows, the one that makes people slow down when they drive by. It's pretty much the centerpiece of holiday cheer in the neighborhood.
But then, oh yeah, reality sets in. You remember that giant tangled mess of lights sitting in a box, that rickety ladder in the garage, and just the thought of spending hours hunting down that one burnt-out bulb. Suddenly, that festive dream starts to feel like a major chore.
Okay, so let's really get into this dilemma. Because it's not just about being frustrated. There are some very real risks and, hidden costs that come with the whole do-it-yourself approach.
And this number, wow. This really shows you the biggest risk of all. The Consumer Product Safety Commission reports that over 14,000 people, 14,000, end up in the ER every single year from holiday decorating accidents. That's just a staggering number to think about. And if we break that down, you can see the number one cause right there. It's not even close. 40% of those injuries are from falls. We're talking about really serious stuff, broken bones, head injuries, all from just trying to hang a few lights. And let's be real about where we are. Here in Central Florida, we're not exactly dealing with a crisp, cool winter day. Nope, we're usually up on a hot ladder or a roof in 80-degree weather, sweating, getting tired, and that just makes a risky job even more dangerous. So yeah, safety is a massive issue. But beyond the physical risks, there are other pretty big costs you gotta consider when you decide to tackle this project all on your own.
The one thing we can't get more of is time. Doing it yourself can easily eat up an entire weekend, maybe even more. Compare that to a pro who can have the whole job done, looking perfect, in just a couple of hours.
And it's never as simple as it seems, is it? There are always those extra trips back to the hardware store. You risk cracking your siding or damaging your gutters, and there's nothing more frustrating than having to climb all the way back up that ladder to fix one little thing. Then, after all that effort, the result might just be kinda meh.
So what's the answer here? Well, let's look at the professional advantage. Because honestly, there's a much, much better way. Hiring an expert just completely changes the game. It turns a huge headache into something you actually get to enjoy.
I mean, when you put it all side by side like this, the choice is pretty obvious, right? You swap an entire weekend for just a few hours. You trade a really high personal risk for a team that's insured and has all the right gear. And you get to trade that amateur look for a truly jaw-dropping professional design. And that really gets to the heart of it, the quality and the expertise. A pro knows all the little things that make a huge difference, like perfect spacing, making sure not to overload your circuits, and creating a design that actually complements your home's unique style. Now, let's talk specifically about Orlando, because our environment here in Central Florida, it adds a whole other layer of challenges. Putting up lights here is not the same as doing it somewhere up north. For one, our crazy sun and humidity just destroy regular lights. You absolutely need commercial-grade LEDs. Second, we've got that signature Florida look, the perfectly wrapped palm tree, which, let me tell you, is a true art form. And finally, our amazing weather means we get a longer display season, so you can enjoy the lights for weeks and weeks. Because of that longer season, you gotta think about timing. If you book way ahead in September or October, you can usually snag an early bird discount, sometimes up to 20% off. But if you wait until mid-November, that's when the rush really starts. By December, you're looking at higher prices, and you might not even find an open spot. So it all comes down to this. You need to find the right local expert. Someone who gets these Orlando-specific challenges and can give you that beautiful, stress-free result we've been talking about. So for a great local example, let's look at TJ Handyman Services. They've been a trusted go-to in Orlando since 2012, and they specialize in exactly this, reliable, top-quality holiday lighting that's designed for our Central Florida homes. And a professional service like theirs is the whole shebang. It all starts with a design plan. They provide those super durable, Florida-rated LEDs. They handle the setup, the takedown, and, get this, even the storage. Plus, and this is a huge perk, they'll come out and do maintenance if a bulb goes out mid-season. No more hassle. Now, a lot of people think this is going to be crazy expensive, but it's actually really accessible. For most homes in the Orlando area, a complete all-in service falls right in this range. When you think about your time, your safety, and the cost of buying good lights yourself, it's an incredible value. So, if you're ready to trade all that hassle for a holiday masterpiece, the next step is super simple. You can get a totally free estimate by calling TJ Handyman Services at 321-424-8590, or you can check them out online at tjhandymanservicesllc.com. So, at the end of the day, it really just comes down to this one question. It's about how you want to spend your precious time during the best time of the year. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.